Well, obviously, before we got married, we were very, very active. um, and then, obviously, with the many children we created. But not only that, with life, you get busy and stuff.
Life happens.
But then, when you do have the time, you lock the door and you hope that no kids come knocking.
Nobody breaks through the door.
Hi, Kevin and Rika.
Hello.
Hey.
Rika, how old are you?
I am 50.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Kevin, how old are you?
I'm 50 as well.
50 as well.
Actually, I'm 49, but yeah, 50 in a couple of days.
50 in a couple of days.
A couple of days.
How long have you guys been married?
10
It'll
years.
be almost 10 years, yeah.
And
We've been together 15.
15. Yeah.
so Rika, you've been together 15 years, you've been married 10 years. So
Yeah.
how many years in your marriage have you been going through menopause?
I'd say 4 or 5 years now.
Really?
I think I've noticed some sort of change. My mother alone, she said she had it early, 43. So
That's
I'm
pretty much it.
guessing it's about the same time.
Yeah.
To make a long story short, I don't really get my menstrual cycle that often. So right now it was every 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
Oh, everything.
Hers was quarterly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was great. When it was every 3 months, because I, pretty much every season, right? So one a season. But now it's like pretty non-existent.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
How many months has it been non-existent?
November, October was my last. So yeah,
So that's-
October.
around there. Yeah. was
So
my
it's
last.
like 6 months.
Yeah.
So-
My
Wow.
mother, being Filipino, my mother never said anything beforehand. She usually says it something during. So I didn't know she went to early menopause until
You started going.
I started going through it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I had early menopause." Like, I would have liked to have known that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you say she went through it at 40.
43, and she's 75, 76 now.
75,
Yeah.
76. Coming.
Rika, do you know about perimenopause? Have you heard about that before?
I've heard of it. I thought menopause was just menopause. I didn't realize there was however you said it, perimenopause and menopause. I just thought it was just menopause.
I just heard
It's
about
just-
it for the first time.
Yeah, I just thought there was one pause. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was more than. Yeah.
There are a couple of pauses in
Yeah.
there.
Well, I didn't know.
Okay, so I just want to inform you right now that what you're going through right now is perimenopause. You're
Mhm.
not yet in menopause. So perimenopause is basically 4 or 5 years before you actually get into menopause, before the 12 months of no period coming.
Okay.
So if it goes on for the next 6 months, then you can say, yes, I'm officially in menopause. But for
Ah.
now, you're in perimenopause.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Just learned.
Yeah, so that's
But
why.
are the symptoms the same?
So basically, yeah, in perimenopause is when you really start to get the symptoms, start to feel the symptoms. You're not yet in a position to start taking things like hormone replacements yet.
Mm-hmm.
When you hit real menopause is when you start considering taking those treatments.
Yes.
So for now, you're still okay. You're still gonna have those hot flashes.
I have them all. I have everything.
Yeah,
I
you
have every symptom.
Exactly.
I'm an anomaly, as my
Yeah, I was
doctor
gonna
said.
say Rika's been an anomaly for most of her life, so
Yeah.
she always likes to be the different one, even when she doesn't want to be.
Okay. And Kevin, what's the one thing you really noticed about her change when she turned 45?
Well, I mean,
A change in her mood, like something that you can put together.
well,
now and say that was
I was gonna
menopause.
say that's not menopause. I mean, she just became more blunter, but that's not menopause. That's just a mood swing. You had more. I would say. I mean, you had the
Lots of
sweats,
headaches.
and you had headaches.
Lots of
yeah,
headaches
a lot of
started.
headaches. And then the night sweats, and then you were like hot and cold in the middle of winter, and then cold in the middle of summer. So it was like,
Yeah. Which is perfect sometimes because I don't like air conditioning.
but then again, you have your anomalies, so you have allergies and other stuff that
Yeah.
kind of
That's
get in the way. But yeah, I would say those are the main things. So the headaches, I remember the headaches. I
I
remember
still
the
get those.
yeah, but not as. But when you were 45, I remember you went through that a lot.
Yeah.
And then I would say also, yeah, the hot and cold, flashes. I mean, they haven't gone away, but I mean, they started then. And at first I thought it was kind of weird. Like, what do you mean you're hot? What do you mean you're sweating? So it's just all of a sudden it's like...
Yeah, because no, in all honesty, I was one of those people who never sweat. I could run a marathon and I sweat here and maybe a little bit on my back. My neck, sorry, not my back. Yeah. My neck. That was it. And then all of a sudden now, I can walk a 5 kilometers, just walk 5 kilometers. And I'm
3 kilometers and you're already sweating.
And I'm like sweating and wondering why, where's all this stuff coming from? You know, I have boob sweat. Like, I've never had boob sweat in my life. You know, so I'm guessing that's part of menopause. I don't know.
But I mean, that happened at 45 because, prior to that, she never sweat.
What's the biggest support you really appreciate from him during this menopause transition? Like, what's that one thing you really appreciate about him?
Well, it's not just the menopause. He's always there all the time. He can see, like, he'll pass me a towel or oh, you know, here, you look really sweaty. Need some water? And also with my breathing, I find that, you know, I'm having, you know, a hard time breathing a lot because of all the hot flashes and stuff like that. So he's very aware. That's the one thing of me and what's going on with me. Sometimes I don't even notice. Like I'll be like sitting there and he's looking at me like, are you okay? Like, you're looking kind of pale there, or you got drippings on your side, and you know, I'm just, because I'm sweating so much, but I don't really
pay attention.
Yeah. You know, so he's asking, you know, okay, he sees it, he doesn't know, so he's like, okay, how can I help? Which is, you know, he helps, and so so it's great. So.
Well, it's a partnership, right?
Yeah.
So it's like together everyone achieves more. So we work together and we function together, and we set the bar for our family because they look up to us, right? Our kids look up to us. So I mean, if I take care of her and she takes care of me, the kids will just figure things out because they'll think this is how it's supposed to be, and it is. It's supposed to be like that. So we're a good team.
Kevin, what would you say? Like, you know, she seems to appreciate how much you're there for her. She said you're very aware about her, what she's going through, even before she knows some things. So what would you say out to the male partners out there, women going through, transitioning through menopause, but they just choose not to be aware, or they're just not aware, they just don't know, like there's so much misinformation out there. So,
well, I'm being honest. Let's be straightforward. I don't know a lot about menopause. I don't even know a lot about the things women necessarily go through. I mean, I'm an only child. My mom tried telling me certain things I didn't want to know. But I have a partner, and I think when it comes to any partnership of any type, you have to understand who your players are, and you have to understand each other. And we're in it for life, so I might as well. She pays attention to me, I pay attention to her, and that's how we function. So yeah, I can't help it. I mean, we enjoy each other's company. So that's the one thing I think is different between us and maybe some other people. We actually like each other. Yeah, we love each other, but we like each other. So because I like her and I love her, well, I might as well get to know her. I might as well figure things out as she plans things, even when I'm not looking. But it's that camaraderie. It's that again. It's just I want to know what's going on. So therefore, I mean, at first she didn't know what was going on. So then we kind of talk about it a little bit and kind of, you know, whatnot. And you know, when we go through things, we communicate.
So one of the things that one of the main symptoms they go through is lack of sex drive. RIka, did you notice your less and less libido, like your sex drive?
I'm going to say yes, because, well, obviously, before we got married, we were very, very active. And then, obviously, you know, with the many children we created. But not only that, you know, with life, you get busy and stuff.
Life happens.
But then, you know, when you do have the time, you you lock the door and you hope that no kids come knocking.
Nobody breaks through the door.
But anyway,
Sorry.
no. So when it comes to, how do you say it? Perimenopause. Perimenopause. I did notice that. My vagina, it was a little drier than usual. But again, with his help,
So
he made it better for me.
are there times he tried to help? He tried to help, but however much he helped, nothing was changing.
Well, that's when we started going to Shoppers Drug Mart. We started going to the stores, and they have so many things at the stores that they can help with that. But I mean, yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
But I think the main thing, right, is as a couple, you have to be sometimes understanding. Like even myself, I went through my own things. I got diabetes. So, I mean, I was having my own drive problems at some points too. But I think the most important thing is communication.
Yeah.
In the end, right, if you're a couple and you're planning on staying together, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, wife, husband, I don't care. It really doesn't matter. You're having a relationship. It's a relationship. So you have to communicate. You have to talk.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
And I think we've learned how to talk, whether it was, in this case, pre-pandemic, during pandemic, post-pandemic. We have a way of communicating. We can actually be in each other's company. So, I mean, sometimes we just need to cuddle. It doesn't need to always be sex. Sometimes it can be just, we watch a TV program and we're sitting there in our t-shirt, underwear, and pajama pants, whatever.
Yeah. Sex is not always intercourse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
different
other
forms of
stuff
sex.
that you can do to be with each other, to love each other, to feel each other. And that's...
Sex is great. Sorry. But what she said.
Yeah.
So you guys seem so big on communication, and I really appreciate that. So basically, from what I've gathered from you, it's like communication is the center of it all. Like, for you to understand her, to help her through this journey, you have to communicate about it, right?
Well, marriage is a journey.
Yeah.
Having a relationship, being around each other for 10 minutes is a journey, right? Some people can't even stand their own company. How are they going to stand somebody else's?
Exactly.
So for us, we have fun. Sometimes at the other person's expense, usually mine, but we have fun. So with that,
you need to learn to laugh.
Yeah,
that's the importance about a relationship. I believe is that you need to learn to laugh. If you can't laugh at each other, with each other, or at him, I don't know. Especially with this pandemic happening now, everyone is knowing whether you're together or not, if you can stand each other, because you are with each other now 24/7, especially during the lockdown. You couldn't go out, you were with each other. We were with each other every day. No, before, hi, good morning, you go to work, maybe text, maybe call, lunchtime, how's lunch, whatever. But now it's like,
now I smell you. Now you smell me. Now you see me all the time.
All
You actually
long.
watched me come out of the bathroom and you're still staring at me. That's weird. But, the relationship changed, but it didn't change. We just kind of enhanced what we were doing. We just maybe changed some little things and it was like, okay, let's figure it out. Oh, this is going on with you? Okay, no problem. Hey, let's watch a movie. Let's watch some Netflix.
But with all this changes happening in my body, especially being home and Kevin being home, the kids being home, my mother's home with us, I noticed a lot more, a lot faster, the things that were happening in my body. So
yeah, because you can't help but pay attention, because now there's a lot less distractions, but a lot more distractions. But you see yourself for who you are, especially during what we've experienced as quote unquote a pandemic. So you actually get to dwell and look at yourself and go, what do I like about me? What don't I like about me? What do I like about how I feel? What can I do about it? And I'm a very proactive person, so I mean, You know, she might tell me the negative side. I'm a fixer. So I say, okay, I get all that. I get you feeling all these things. What can we do to fix it? And she's like, but I just want to tell you, you know, I want to tell you how I feel. Okay, I'll listen. Can we fix it? Okay.
Buy me a fan.
Okay, so that was one thing. She said, buy me a fan. I bought her a fan.
Yeah.
I tried to buy
air condition. Yeah, air condition didn't help.
Because she's allergic.
So I need more.
She's allergic to air conditioners, so that was a solution. And we weren't just focused on, okay, she's going through menopause, or okay, she's going through hot flashes. Like, okay, what can we do to solve it? And we became problem solvers together. It wasn't just her trying to solve. It wasn't her problem. It was our problem. And also, as a husband, I realized it was our problem because we were together. So either she complains about it, gets mad about it, and then she's mad at me, or we figure out how to fix it, and we're both happy. Somebody said something about happy wife, happy life, and you know, I believed them. Okay.
Kevin, what's the one thing you learned about menopause? Watching your wife transition through this?
I mean, you know what? It's a phase, right? We all go through phases, men and women. Men don't go through a lot of the things that women go through, and women don't go through a lot of things that men go through. And again, it's communication, it's talking. Sometimes it's talking to yourself, like, you know, noticing things. Like, what did I notice about me? What can I do better about me? How can I be a better me? How can we be a better couple? What can we do together to change, create change?
Yeah.
That's how I look at things, at least.
Unfortunately, that's a ditto for me.
I said everything you said.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Communication, learning more about, yes, I am going through all these different things in my body, but how is it affecting him? And how can I help him, even though I'm going through it, he's going through it too. Well, I'm not sure, like pregnancy, you know, people say, you know, the men, they get prenatal, they get the pregnancy weight and stuff. So same thing with the menopause. He's learning it as I'm learning it.
Yeah, and when you, let's go back to that even. When she was pregnant, I was there. We were talking, we were communicating. So we kind of started doing that from then too.
Yeah, so it's just always communication.
It's all about communication and talking. Like, there's going to be times where she's going to say something and I'm going to take offense, or I say something and she takes offense, but at least we can still say, you know what, I was offended. Oh, I didn't mean for you to be offended. I meant it like that. Okay, you know.
Yeah. And when in doubt, you get your phone out, see what it means. Because that's how it is, right? We're not knowledgeable on everything. So, I mean, not saying that everything that you type on your phone is going to be true. And, you know, doctors, that's why they call it a practice.
Yeah.
You know,
Dr. Google is not always true. My only other suggestion for some people, couples, females, men, whatever, is when in doubt, see your doctor. They've dealt with it longer than we have. That's why I don't like looking on like the internet. RIka already knows, like, as long as we communicate, we can defeat everything.
I love you.
Love you too.
That's all that knows. You already know.